Check, check. I think we're live. It's working. You can hear me. Sweet. Wow, 9 people here right at the start. This is exciting. Hope everything goes smoothly. Oh, you can't hear me? Who can't hear me? You can hear me. All right, so I'm super excited. Got some extra energy tonight. It's a very important day for the stream. So, glad you guys are here to witness. So we started the stream just to see like if we could get people interested in watching us work on Doomtrooper, do some game dev. That worked out. Then I'm like, well, I wonder if we can become an affiliate, someday a partner, fingers crossed. That worked out. Got a little bit of luck getting to be an affiliate so we can earn money being here. And then I decided that I wanted to get sponsored, as you guys know. So there was a couple companies that I'm a big fan of, but I don't know if sponsorship is the right word, but we're going to use it for lack of a better term at the moment. But I will present you guys with a little bit of magic before we get started. All right. You ready for this? Thank you for showing up early. You are blessed. Remove small children from the room. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck.
Sourced and bottled in majestic mountains, liquid death mountain water will murder your thirst.
Now I'll pour in some liquid death.
Oh, so why is it not working? Maybe I didn't turn it on. There we go. Looks like the link got a little screwed up, but I am proud to announce to be part of the Death Peddlers program, where if you use my code, you can get 10% off any orders of Liquid Death from liquiddeath.com. Yeah, I get the referral code and I get access to that sweet video. So I raise my Liquid Death to you guys. I don't think Hunter's in here. I think he had something to do with it, but the best part though is that I am in contact with their VP of marketing who's in charge of the thing. So when we start doing conventions again, or we want to do sponsorship with the game, putting characters in the game, we'll be able to talk directly to him and maybe make something happen. So I do recommend it though. I mean, it's kind of been a fun joke, but it is really good. It's something about being in the can, makes it like frosty cold. It really does murder your thirst. So there's that. Personally, I've spent a ridiculous amount of money on water, but I feel like if I'm buying water instead of beer, then I'm doing something right healthy-wise. And I did purchase this because it keeps selling out and I didn't want to wait. But check out this sweet new hat. I should have begged for it for free, but now I can rep. I got the whole shebang today. We got the hat. And then I'm a member of their exclusive country club, which means I have sold my soul in a legally binding contract to Liquid Death, the corporation. This is an old shirt. I just haven't worn it on stream, I don't think. Uh, but yeah, there's a great commercial where you can sign a contract and give your soul to Liquid Death for a t-shirt. And I think they give you a free case of water. So yeah, there we go. We're moving up to the big leagues, guys. We got corporate sponsorship. We have that's pretty much all we have. We have each other and corporate sponsorship. So that is fun. That is fun for me. Hopefully, it's fun for you. I'm sure you will see that video plenty of times over the coming weeks, days, months, whatever. Uh, and hopefully, it's the first of many steps that will improve the quality of my stream. Like this blue border you see around here is completely lopsided. I am embarrassed. And all of my overlays have been uh, lovingly crafted by my own two hands. So, except for the video that you saw, that was made by Chris, Classified Cast. So, hopefully, yeah, hopefully we can up the quality of the stream to match the quality of that great Liquid Death video. We'll see. Yeah. Liquid Death gang. We are Liquid Death. I mean, seriously though, what better brand to work with Doomtrooper than a can of skulls and murder and decay? I mean, like if Mitch Hunter drank water, he would drink Liquid Death. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. I don't want to speak for the man, but like, you know. And if you're like a hip kid in Luna City and you want to like stick it to the man and say "fuck you" to the Cardinal, you drink Liquid Death because obviously the Cardinal wouldn't like Liquid Death. It seems a little too off-brand for him. So here we are, corporate sponsorship. It's like that scene in Fight Club where Edward Norton beats himself up in front of his boss and then gets his boss to bankroll Fight Club. That's basically what we did. I beat myself up over capitalism for the past 2.5 months, and capitalism has now given me something back, I guess. It is legit on brand. Now I'm all like flustered. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with myself. Think I'm supposed to go over here. Believe we were doing some game dev. And I think I need to push an update. Might as well kick that off now. So how are you guys doing? I don't ask you that enough. I'm always so selfish, just excited about my Liquid Death. I don't even know what you guys are up to. I don't know how to say your name, but Azaliel was playing some Doomtrooper live on Twitch earlier. So that was exciting. Sin Spitter and I dropped in to say hi. Kid Cabbage is here? Oh man. Kid Cabbage, did you see our sweet Liquid Death video or did you just get here? I'll probably play it again at the end, but as hail. Yeah, I'm officially an affiliate with Liquid Death. So I have my own code and a sweet, sweet Liquid Death metal commercial. So I'll play the commercial again later if you're still around. And I need to talk to you about some new Doomtrooper tracks. So definitely hit me up. Make a deal. I did. I had the best game of my life against Ashale. I drew Yojimbo on the first turn. He got Weapon Link and the Mishimi's Ceremonial Blade. And he had a bad draw, and I was just smacking him down turn after turn. I've never had that good of a game, and I feel bad. I'm sorry. Yeah, damn Spiffy. It's one of the Adult Swim animators made it. That's what they told me. They told me to put it on my social media, but I figured, like, what's more social media than Twitch, right? I think. Yeah, so let's see. I am pushing a new update, by the way. There were a few bugs reported by Thorgal. Don't want to push whatever I did here. We fixed. Oh shit! Thought I fixed this. Why is this not checked in? Oh, now I'm confused. Let's look at GitHub. But I had some bugs with the Young Guard mainly because he's a new card with a new feature with a new script hook and all that fun stuff. So he was acting a little funny. Fix for Young Guard showing up for equipment. Yeah, it's already here. That's weird. My local version is telling me that I have changed files. Oh, it's saying that I reverted my stuff. Yeah, we don't want that. That's bad. Bad, 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 bad. So Young Guard is acting funny, and as Hale said or saw, the fake cards that give combat buffs are kind of screwed up right now. So before I get diving into the work that we were working on last stream, I was going to update the server. So cards, it's kind of nice. You just have to update the hash when you change them. So if you make a breaking change, it won't break the server because it'll be pointed at the correct hash from the commit, which is kind of nice. Make sure fake cards don't remove their combat buffs. I didn't actually test this fix. How's that for exciting? I was so confident that it was going to work that I just kind of went with it. Update cards and base hash. I finally got to start on the React project for work this week. I got Redux and Saga set up. That is exciting. Did you make progress? Because if you're not used to Sagas, man, and Redux as a whole, it can be a little bit annoying. For sure. Oh my god. There are so many sirens in my neighborhood. It's like the protests are happening all over again. I mean, they kind of are, but it sounds very similar to when the National Guard was in LA. All right. That is pushed. Yeah, we'll do it live, whatever. The question is, are people playing? They are not right now. It's a good time. It's sad, though, that people aren't playing, but hey, there has to be downtime every now and then. So step one, in case anybody's logged in, we say server going down for quick restart. Send it. Then off screen here, just because I don't want to embarrass myself and show shit again that I'm not supposed to show, we stop the server, we pull, we install the changes. Yeah, I did not turn the music on, did I? Hang on, let me put something on here. Gotta go to the other computer. All right. Put on a little bit of ambient noise. All right, so we pulled, we installed, and I'm gonna regret this, but all right. I always have the server first and the AI second, but the way I just did it, now I think the AI is first and the server second. That's probably gonna screw me up next time I do an update, just because I'm used to the server being at the top of my list. But we'll see. I watch the server be like completely broken now. Twitch is partnering with Amazon and that streamers get access to some of the Amazon music libraries. I did not see that. That is exciting. I try very hard to make sure that I have the rights to my music so that I don't get muted. And it's more on brand, which is nice. Yeah, I saw that they were doing something where you could do watch parties for Prime Video, but everybody involved had to have a Prime account, which kind of is less exciting, I guess. I don't know. My cat is like napping over on the other desk. It's kind of adorable. Every time I look over, he's like squinting at me like this. It's funny because I don't know how ridiculous I just looked because my eyes were closed. Let's make this bigger. There we go. Look how beautiful this game is. So I did a little work offline, not much, but I got started on the component for the name of the deck. So you can click on it and edit, but it doesn't actually save yet. I haven't done that part, unfortunately. My cat is pretty annoying, but you know, he just kind of likes to sit near me and watch over me and watch over my wife, make sure the ghosts don't get us. It's typically what I think a good cat should do. Oh, I also put this is actually a delete deck button, but it still says deck details. I started populating it. Obviously, I didn't put much in here. Too many lights on. Oh, there we go. John Cutesack is here, everyone. You can relax. You know, you guys were nervous that he wasn't going to show up, but now he's here. All is right in the world. Our French friend is here, Matui. Now I can see. Oh, let's see, where was I? I was on deck title. So yes, once again, congrats to everyone who has been here to see my rise into corporate sponsorship and selling out. So it is amazing. If you missed the announcement, we now have a referral code, which may or may not work. I mean, spoiler, the code is just secret cow level, but it is official. Obama likes it. Say hi to your fans. Oh, wow, he's purring. Good boy. Obama is one of my best friends. Yeah, Liquid Death. It'll be forever before I make anything back of how much money I've spent. I mean, I bought more merch just to drive my point home. hat looks funny with my hair all greasy. I'll stick to this one that hides the grease. Yeah, functional components are really weird too. I feel like everything about React in general is really weird the first time you look at it. And then later you're like, oh, okay, now that makes perfect sense. But when you're like diving into it, it's, I mean, just like looking at this code that's on my screen, like use callback and then use state returning an array, doing array destructuring, like everything about it is weird looking. And then you have HTML inside your JavaScript, like that alone is wrong. Oh, mine's falling out too, Assail, don't worry. You can't really see, I just have like, it's pretty good in the front. I just have like a giant forehead in general, but then back here it's starting to show my age. I said I was going to grow it out until Doomtrooper came out. So that means gotta start programming cards a lot quicker, or my hair is, I don't know what it's going to do. But I'm growing it out for quarantine and for Doomtrooper, and then I'm going to bleach it blonde so I can live my dream of looking like Kurt Cobain for a while. And then I might dye it some weird color just because I'm not going to get another chance to do that. And then I'm going to cut the sides off and have like a crazy mohawk for a week. It'll be fun. Going to see what happened. Yeah, I mean, we got to get the bleach for the hair, I guess. I don't know, Spiffy. I would love for it to. I can't give away all of my tricks though. Like, I have to get something in return. Like if I'm going to put them in the game and promote them and stream them and buy all their merch and buy all their water, I mean, even I can see that's a very one-sided relationship. So, but we'll see. We'll see. I would personally love a Liquid Death card back with the skull on it. I think that'd be pretty bitchin'. We've talked about it before, like the way we set the game up, then we made the engine so that adding avatars, card backs, titles, cards, all that stuff is really easy to patch in. So we can start there. Yeah, we're learning a lot of tricks. Like, if you launch a game now as a supporter, you can see the gold area, avatar shell, down here. So now that we polished it up and Matt did a second pass on it, it's very shiny. It's nice. It's got a little bit of like a shimmer that goes every couple seconds. And I think I told you guys the secret is it's just an animated GIF. Like, we could do particle effects and we could do animated frames, but trying to play to our strengths was a trick we learned when we were doing the Don't Go Out horror game. And we learned that, like, if you put an animated GIF in the game at the right frame rate, it fools the player into thinking that it's a normal animation, but really it's just a looping GIF, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, there's no reason we couldn't do a purple one, like streamer mode. That's why last 2 weeks ago I rewrote this whole area so that we can customize everything. We're also going to put gold action bars and change the digits to gold as well. So everything will pop out in gold. It'll be a little more jarring. Yeah, we've been working on a streamer program. It's just we need to get time to program it so that we can automatically track when people stream and give them like a level system. What I would like to do is figure out a way to write reusable level code. So like, what if your level, your faction level, your monthly season, and your streamer level all use the same level code, like the same system, just with different inputs and outputs. Like, I think it'd be a really good addition to the engine as a whole. But personally, I'm a huge fan of Eternal. I've met the owner and CEO of Direwolf, whose name escapes me. Scott. I'm gonna go with Scott. Super nice guy. And their marketing guy, I think he's like chief marketing officer or VP of marketing. His name is Matt. Really tall guy, bald, wire glasses. real tall. He's super cool. And he and I have talked a whole bunch. I think they do a really great job at running a small card game studio. And they've grown to, I believe, over 100 employees. And I really feel like their business model and my business model are very similar, so that I can learn a lot from what Eternal did right and what they did wrong. I know they did something where you could earn these, like, it wasn't gold, but it was like credits for watching people stream, and they let you like acquire them all, and then they rebalance the math of how much things cost based on how many of those they gave away, and it like hurt people's feelings. Like they thought, I've watched millions of hours of streamers, I'm going to get to buy so many packs, and then it's like one pack cost 1 million of these credits or something. There's definitely some mistakes that I can learn from there. Like, you don't want to piss people off. Also, with the update, I don't know if you guys have seen this, or even knew this was a bug, but you get into the game, and he does something, hopefully, and I can just retreat. Like, that has never worked. In the middle of an interrupt window, being able to retreat was causing a major issue, because you would get to the screen, and then you would go back to the main menu, and then one of two things would happen. You would start another game, and it would tell you you're already in a game, and you'd go back to the game you retreated, but you'd still be in it, and you'd be getting your ass kicked. Or you'd retreat, and then your opponent wouldn't... There was another bug. He wouldn't be told you retreated, the little banner. And then he would sit around waiting, and somehow the timer for his forfeit would trigger. And he would get the loss, even though you retreated. That was a big bug. I spent like 2 or 3 nights last week working on that. It was a super headache. But now at least it should be counting your wins and losses properly. When you retreat, the opponent is notified, and all that stuff should be working. Fingers crossed. I was only aware of it, the wins counting as losses thing, for about a week or two. But the retreat during a interrupt phase has been around for a really long time, and it was pretty difficult to track down. But it wasn't really a problem, because you just get dropped back into the game usually. But it became a headache because people could somehow end up being in 2 games on the server, because you'd retreat one and then the server would let you start another one, and then you'd have 2 games, and it could get weird. So then I did, like a couple weeks ago, the server enforces 1 game per player, and that's when people started complaining, because they're like, it says I'm still in a game, but I retreated. Well, that's because you retreated during an interrupt, so it exposed the gravity of that bug that made me have to fix it. Kind of sucks. Yeah, the community stores, I would like to have a store like that. Like, I would like to be able to have people come in and spend an alternative currency that they earn from Discord and Steam and that kind of thing. I just haven't figured out quite how to do it yet. Obama, you trying to leave, buddy? Okay, bye. Sorry, Obama had an appointment to get to. All right. So back to writing code. Load scene collection. So I was trying to finish this. So the changing seems to work. Sets the name seems to work. Handle stop editing, sets editing false, but that needs to send the command to the server. A little bit bigger. Should probably help. Yeah, I mean, animated Valerie is limited, so I think we can make it like a brighter color too. Like, I want to start introducing more pops of color, like orange and pink, because it really does draw your eye away from the green, which is nice. The green is too dark, as some people have noticed. Oh. Yeah, this old code is just like all so bad. It's kind of funny. Patch deck. I don't know how many of you guys work on front end, but or also work on APIs. But it's kind of fascinating that, like, I used to use posts to send data and gets to get data, and that was it. But then, wow, why is this crashing? I'm trying to check on our build that I kicked off earlier. All right, there we go. It just kept telling me something went wrong. Doomtrooper builds. Anyways, there's also puts and patches. And if you're sending stuff with puts and patches to an API, you can really screw yourself, because puts, like the deck, right? It has cards, a name, faction, whatever. If you patch the name of the deck, which I'm about to do, it will change just the name of the deck and leave everything else alone. But if you put the name of the deck, it will change the name of the deck and erase all the other fields. So a put is like all or nothing. Like, you send everything, and anything that isn't there, you just clear out. And then a patch just changes the things you send. And that can really, like, if you're not careful, screw you up. So I'm moving this new build live. And then it should push it out to Steam. There we go. Streaming is fun. Aren't we having fun? Oh. Yeah, I need to get the crafting. I need to get the crafting system in this month, where basically it's not a lot of work. It's like I need to track the amount of crafting materials you have, and I need to track the amount cards are worth. And it's pretty minimal. And also, I'm looking for feedback. So most likely what we're looking at is Halloween, or the day after Halloween, we will be switching how things work. So we should have close to the whole card set in. And may not their final form, but they would at least be in. And we want people to start testing open packs. So Steve pointed out that Magic did something like this. But what I think we're going to do is, for like a month or two, we will let people open their packs to play, and any packs you buy, you'll be able to open. But then a month later, we will reset it and do it again. And maybe we'll do another month of testing. Maybe it will be good enough, but we want to make sure that we are testing the system of opening packs and crafting and all of that stuff. But I understand that it can be a touchy thing, because you have to make sure that you're not pissing people off by like giving them cards and taking them away or whatnot. So we're trying to be careful, but as long as there's like a big message that says, read this, like opening packs is temporary and we will be, you know, rolling them back on the first of the month, like I think we can get away with it. Personally, as a player, I like it, because you can open all your cards, make all your decks, whatever you want, carte blanche, and then next month you get to do it all over again. So if you screwed up and destroy too many cards, or we nerf one of the cards you don't like, you get another chance. So when we go live for the final thing, anytime we change the card, we're gonna like allow you to refund the card, for similar to Hearthstone, like you can just swap it for another rare of the same rarity. That seems like a fair thing to do. And I also think that for every pack you buy, you get like 10% more packs when we finally go live. So if you buy 100 packs and we're like taking them away and giving them back and taking them away and giving them back, when we actually go live, we'll give you 110 packs or something along those lines. I want to work that out. But I think as a reward for helping us test the opening of packs, which means you had to purchase packs, then you'll end up getting more packs for your money than if you purchase them later. So it's like an incentive for for financially spending money in the game to support us early instead of later. It's kind of what I want to do. Yeah, sure, Doom Guy. We have a lot of things like that to just figure out. And they'll all be very quick conversations. It's like, how are we going to do this? Like this? No? Like this? Cool, do it. And then we have to move on. We don't have a lot of time to sit around anymore and figure shit out. It sucks. But yeah, if anybody has any ideas about how to do that right, yeah, let me know. So we made a delete deck. We need a patch deck. You know what? I'm going to name this differently. I'm going to name it update deck, just in case it ever changes from a patch. Quest, update deck. And we're just going to say, how do we want to do this? I guess we'll just give the whole deck. That's fine. Coding is wizardry. It kind of is. Kind of is. Everyone always asks me, like, how'd you get into coding? And how'd you get to be such a good programmer? Or, you know, well, nobody really says that, but by accident is the answer. And almost every person I know was the same thing. Like, this isn't really a craft you do because it makes good money necessarily. Like, you can do that and you can make pretty good money. John Cutzak and I had a friend in college named Gate. And he used to say that he didn't like programming. He just, he didn't like programming. He just knew it was going to make a bunch of money. So he worked 9 to 5 and he enjoyed his nights. And like, you could get away with that, but you're not going to be the best. You're not going to be a CTO. You know, it's like anything. Like, the guys at the top are working the long hours, and not because they're a slave to capitalism, but because they like it. Like, I love programming. I don't do it just to make money. I do it because I want to make Doomtrooper. I think it's fun. Yeah, Mung, but it should be fixed now. Unless you, like, literally just played a game and it's not, in which case doing it live didn't work for me. But yeah, it was to fix the death lock drum. So when I am in combat with the death lock drum, you get -2 to your shoot. But people were using malfunction on it, and the -2 is set to expire at the end of combat. But since death lock drum was malfunctioning and discarded, it should take the buff away. So the fix is anytime a card leaves play, whether it's discarded, annihilated, returned to your hand, returned to your deck, whatever, it resets the card. That's normal. And I also set it to remove any pending combat buffs, which seemed fine. But then I forgot to realize that a fate card is played, and then it gives combat buffs, and then it goes to the discard pile. So it would play. Technically what was happening is it was playing, giving you the buff, going to the discard, taking the buff away immediately. So you wouldn't even see it. So I made the code skip fate cards. So it'll only remove it when you're resetting something that's not a fate card, which could prove to be a problem with special power cards or something, but we'll see. Should be good for the time being, and I know where the code is, and I have an understanding of it. So, I also updated our network helper. I changed it a little bit to where my font is so big, and hopefully you guys can read it. It returns payload and error. I still don't love it though, because it's not doing like a try catch or anything. Like, it will throw an error, and that could be bad. So I'm not really taking it outside of this file, but at least it's down to 1 line, which is nice. And you can do something like if error, now do something. Else, you get the result back. This gets all the cards. This gets all the request user decks is what we were doing. So let's see. Request user decks is what we want. So after you delete your decks, you re-get their decks to clear the data. And then the same thing here. After you update the deck, you probably want to fetch the decks, I would think. Yeah, we don't really have payload yet. There's got to be one that has a payload. There we go. So payload just comes through called payload. That's easy. Fix didn't work. Played close air support in a fight and got no buff. Well, that plot thickens. Yeah, it shouldn't be the client. It should be the server. Wonder what went wrong. I mean, it appears to be there. Well, that's extra weird. Look at the fix. I mean, it really seems like it should be okay. This is the line that removes the combat buff. Oh. Typo. Play Fate is not a card type. That's what I get for trying to do it live. Card types dot play Fate. Yeah, I just got cocky. Remember earlier when I said I was really good at programming? This should just be Fate, not Play Fate. Like, I started calling it Sherlocking. It's when you don't test anything, you just look at the code and you kind of see the matrix and you're like, this is why it's crashing. So I Sherlock the shit out of this and then, well, should have tested it. Justin sucks at code. Always use very descriptive commit messages like Justin sucks at code. Oh man. Well, now I gotta do it again. Justin sucks at code, copy, ends in F6, server. I heard a beep. As Hale is now following. What? You weren't following me before? But thank you anyway. Fix for real. Look at that. Well, I appreciate it. I never thought I'd be the type to do like Twitch streaming or YouTubing or that kind of thing, but it's more fun than I expected it to be. It's just that constant gratification. It's like, oh, I have 12 followers. Now I have 13. I'm better than I was before. It makes you like, I understand how it gets unhealthy. Like, it's weird to think when you hear about a YouTuber who's got millions of followers, who's like super depressed and sad and angry. And it's like, but you're rich and you have all those followers. It must be amazing. But like, if you base your life around just wanting those numbers to go up, it can be devastating. Like, I keep glancing over to see, oh, how many people are watching me? And it's like going down. And you get that little tinge of like, what did I do wrong? Where did people go? They're bored by my story? Are they bored by my code? Do I not have good enough overlays? Am I not good enough? It's a slippery slope. Very slippery. Oh, sad, sad slope. Alright, well. You think my package JSON is lovely. I think your package JSON is lovely too. Mung is the only one playing a game. So we'll take a quick break. Let's see. Let me do this really quick here. We'll get that fix. It's not your loneliness. It's my failure as a game developer if I don't have thousands of people playing my game. But we're also in early access. It's late, and we have not been advertising yet. We shall be advertising more soon. Alright, so we pulled, we installed, and we'll start the server back up again and try it again. And then we have to start the AI back up. I made the AI play equipment today, but it didn't quite work very well. So don't expect him to get smarter yet. It wasn't very smart in the first place. He just basically says, do you have an equipment? Do you have a warrior? Give it to him. It's like the least good AI ever. Oh. Doomtrooper booster pack codes. Yeah, I mean, originally we were supposed to put a booster pack codes in Loot Crate, but I don't think that's going to happen anymore. But we might still do it. Yeah, I've had a crazy life. If anybody's familiar with Loot Crate, like I shared an office with them when they only had 3 employees, 3.5 employees. I don't know. They used to kick us out of our office when they were packing the boxes because they'd have to bring in a bunch of TaskRabbits to do an assembly line, and they needed the entire office like to line up and fill the boxes and put all like the stock. So they would make us work from home. It was kind of funny. Well, I appreciate that, Azale. It's really just, I mean, it's like a snowball, you know? You guys play it, and we get referral codes going and stuff, and you invite your friends, and, you know, there's 3 people tonight, 4 people tomorrow night, 5 people the next night. Eventually, it's growing. I mean, we're seeing 10 times more games now than we were 2 months ago. You know, 5 to 10 times, depending on the day. So that's a fun. That's crazy. Like, you just put yourself out there and you do crazy shit. Like, you end up in weird places. Like, being in LA especially. Like, I remember them shutting down the block because Kanye West and Kim Kardashian were at the restaurant down the street. And I somehow ended up sitting next to the director of The Matrix at a movie theater. Just like weird shit will happen like that. After the movie, I ended up going to the after party with them, with the Lana Wachowski. And after that, I ended up going back to their like hotel bungalow and just like hanging out and drinking with like the director of The Matrix and like 10 other people. It was freaking crazy. One of my best memories of living in LA, though. I mean, The Matrix was such like an important movie to me, and just sitting next to Lana Wachowski and just being like, "Thank you." Oh, life's weird, man. Let's see. Let's break this up. Let's say const data equals boom. If payload, it's probably not necessary, but I'm going to make it explicit so I don't screw it up. Data.payload equals payload. And then data. It's good. Mung, it's funny you mentioned that because this was at the premiere of Jupiter Ascending. So she did not apologize for it because we were watching it together. That is why it's more important to be kind to everyone you meet. That is very important. So I was brought to that premiere by my friend Jamie Clayton, who was on the show Sense8, and I'm drawing a blank what else she's been doing, but she was on Sense8, which was her big show, and that's how she knew Lana Wachowski, who was the director of Sense8. I know Jamie because Jamie was a no-name actress who moved to LA, or came to LA to do a web series that I was doing tech on, and I let her borrow my iPhone charger, and we just started chatting, and she was super cool and super nice, and we kept in touch. And when she moved to LA, we used to hang out all the time. I haven't seen her in a while though. It's been a minute, but hopefully we can rectify that. But I was nice to her, kept in touch. I try to keep in touch with almost everybody. It's kind of ridiculous. And then years later, she moved out here and we became better friends. And then she knew I loved The Matrix and took me to the premiere of Jupiter Ascending. So you never know like which dominoes are going to fall. Some girl on Twitter was just talking about like this girl on Twitter has grown into like a super attractive, very like overtly sexual, strong, feminist woman. But she's a painter. But she like posts a lot of selfies and whatnot. And she said that the girl that used to bully her in middle school and high school reached out to congratulate her and commission some work. And she was like, nope. And she felt really good about being able to turn down that person who bullied her. Because, you know, you don't know who's going to grow up to be famous and awesome and God knows what else. And someone you're going to need a favor from someday. So just be nice to people. Unless, of course, in that story specifically, like if somebody really wrongs you, you don't owe them shit. Like, you don't have to be like nice. You can be civil, but you don't have to be nice. Kid who bullied me in high school, I can't guarantee I wouldn't run him over with my car if I saw him. But I like to think that I would be civil. That guy. Ugh. Yeah, I do think you can punch. It's a dilemma I was having the other day, is like, I think it's totally okay to punch a Nazi. But like, there are people out there that think it's totally okay to shoot a minority that's different than you. Or it's totally okay to kick out immigrants. Like, people think that that's just okay. And I kind of like try to be introspective with myself. Like, I think it's okay to punch a Nazi. Does that make me a bad person? I've come to the conclusion, no. It does not make me a bad person. It's okay to punch Nazis. But people have said, you know, violence is never the answer. I don't know. I don't mind, Doom Guy. I'm so far behind, I wouldn't even know if you did. One of your bullies died in a car wreck a couple years back. Yeah. I mean, I'd like to think karma's a thing. You're a dick. Bad things happen to you. But then I like to think I was never a dick and I got cancer. Gone now, but, you know, if you believe in karma and then you get cancer, it's really a motherfucker to think about. You're like, what did I do wrong? Request update deck. Yeah, I like separating the user ID, I think. So we're going to say you send the UID and then you send the data that you want to change. I think I like that better. So when it gets in here, it has the UID. And then it'll send action.data. And also the server should reject bad sets. So it's a little safe to play a little loose with the front end. I personally believe you should always play it loose with your security on the UI. Like, and you can quote me, because anyone who's smart enough to want to hack you, it's just going to decompile your JavaScript anyway and get full access to everything. So if you put a bunch of security code in your front end of your code, like, they can just deminify it and erase it, and all your security is gone. Like, do the security if it makes the user experience better, but obviously most of your security should be on the back end. Maybe karma got the wrong Justin. You know, I like to think that. I like to think like everybody makes mistakes and the Grim Reaper's out there and he's like, oh yeah, that Justin, that asshole Nazi, will give him cancer. And then they gave it to me and he didn't want to get fired from his job, so he just kind of went with it. I think that makes sense. Request update deck. So import request update deck from actions. So we'll get a dispatch, and here we will dispatch request update deck. We will send selected deck dot UID. I don't remember if that's it now. God damn it. Let's delete deck. Nope. So yeah, this is why consistency is important. It's like, did you use UID or did you use the default underscore ID? And if you can't remember which one, then you got to go look it up. But if you were always consistent, you wouldn't have to fuck with that. So we're going to update said deck. Why is that underlined? Missing in props validation. Fuck. I don't think it's a string, but we'll see. Death and Taxes game? I did not play Death and Taxes. Decks have names, I think. So we're gonna send name and see what happens. Nope, already screwed it up. Oh, payload is already defined. Yep. We'll call it data then. Nope. I already called this data. We'll call that D. Oh, what a nightmare. I'll probably regret that too. All right, so we got this bad deck here. I want to name it bad deck. I don't know if it worked though. It did not. They really should clear off all those errors. No errors whatsoever. Alright, what did I miss, chat? Obviously forgot something. Like, I forgot to call an action. Forgot to dispatch something. It's always something stupid. Here we are, changing a deck. Quest update deck is called. The UID and data. So that means the Saga request update deck should get called. Should send the data. Alright, well, we'll put some notifications in to see what's going on. Error with patch. What? So it thinks it worked. Wow, I actually see the patch getting in, but the deck name isn't changing. So user self deck ID, send a patch, send the data. Print the payload, see what the server says. It says success true. But the deck is obviously still named the same. How about we change this one? Add a 2. Oh. It looks like it's sending the wrong variable. I was just sending name. Oh. Aggressive caching. There it is. I didn't have name in the dependency array, so it was only updating when set edit is editing change, which would be the initial name of the deck. I wish I had good news for you, Sinspitter, but it costs basically like 1 case of water to ship a bunch of cases of water. So if you buy like 10 cases and you spend a bunch of money, you pay for like 11 cases to ship it, unfortunately. But 10% off, you order enough cases, it'll even itself out using code SECRETCOWLEVEL. There we go. Now it's working. Probably a fortune, damn spiffy. Yeah, Kevin, when you get back, you should come down to LA. I can just place a giant order so we only pay shipping once, and then if you drive down or whatever, you can throw it in your trunk. After COVID, of course. Assuming. Alright. So, can now edit a deck. The Saga set up for that. This deck sucks. So that's clean, efficient. But post-COVID just sounds awesome in general. I'd be very excited when life can have some normalcy. If life can have some normalcy. I don't even know. This could be forever. It could just be me sitting here drinking liquid death that the nice Amazon man delivers, writing code from my little lab here, chatting with you guys. Let's look at the normal deck builder and see where we're at. So we need an error message. Better than this one. This error message sucks. All right, Andrew. Damn spiffy. Thanks for stopping by. Definitely hit me up. Say hello. I don't know what I called this component before, like a deck list item. Yeah, there it is. So we need here. New file, deck list item.js. Uh-oh, my snippets stopped working. There they are. Deck list item. So let's get rid of all this shit. I'm a huge fan of closing tabs. If you like, it's okay if you think you need to keep like 400 code tabs open. It's okay because you're wrong. You do not need to keep 400 code tabs open. You need to keep the ones open that you're currently working on so your brain doesn't get overwhelmed by tabs and code. And then when you need another one, you just use the finder and you find it. It's that easy. Just do it. Just close tabs. It's okay. I mean, you can have tons of browser tabs if you need to. You're just also wrong. You don't need that many browser tabs. But my wife will fight me on this. It'll be the reason we get divorced. But the marketing guy on my day job, I think he's marketing, SEO, whatever you call the SEO guy, he was screen sharing with me, and he had so many tabs that they were all down to just the icon. But he had them all organized, and he had an extension for Chrome that color coded them. So it's like, this is project A, this is project B, this is project C. And I was like, okay, all right, you have broken my rule. Like, I think that he was capable of having all those tabs because they were color coded and they were organized very intently, like OCD level. But the average person, no. Fun fact, it's me, Julie. That's my wife. The new version of Chrome beta, I don't think it's trickled down to the normal Chrome, allows you to group tabs. So you don't need an extension. You can just say, group this tag with this tab with this tab and make them blue. And it'll group them together automatically and keep them grouped. That's a new feature for weirdos like you who like to have a million tabs open. I swear to God, though, if anybody, wife included, if you argue with me that you need a billion tabs, and then I have to watch you go, yeah, let me show you something. No, wait, not that one. Wait, no, wait, not that one. Wait, no, wait, hang on. It's one of these. Okay. Oh, this one. This is what I want to show you. It's like, no, you've just proven my point. You do not get to click more than once to show me something and then say you need all those tabs open. Close them, stay focused, get shit done. All right, that's all I have to say about that. Thank you. It is very reasonable. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. We've had this discussion, Julie. I know. I think once you are color coding and grouping your tabs in the new version of Chrome, then maybe I'll cite. Deck card list. We are going to say import deck list item from deck list item. Just making all of these into their own components because that will be nice in the long run. Deck list item card equals card. That's what we want. And then in here, we're just going to make it work. Teacher AI. Are you a real person or are you an AI? Or is it not pronounced teacher AI? Does it just look like teacher AI? Oh man. I'm gonna see if I can find this really quick. Twitter Glitch Labs. I don't know if you guys saw this. This is why you always use caps in your hashtag. I mean, what does that say? Beverly 2J Austin. Hello. Pokemon Master Sex is what that says if you can't read it. That is a trending hashtag today. Pokemon Master Sex. Yeah, that was somebody, or it was intentional and it's trending because of that. It's possible. This deck sucks. Oh wait, I'm in the wrong deck builder. Road Sleepy. I still want to know if teacher AI is a real person though. Oh wait, you responded. It's teacher AI capital and you think you're rich. Shit. That doesn't answer my question though. I mean, I'm sure my chatbot thinks it's real. It's talking to people all day. It's playing Doomtrooper all day long. Oh, I just got so distracted by Pokemon Master Sex that I missed your response. I'm sorry. But you can understand, it's Pokemon Master Sex. Alright. So, deck list item. We're going to try to recreate this one. And if anybody is a React.js person, I am aware that I'm not memoizing the card and it's going to re-render every time. I will circle back to that when I have proper time. Deck list item here. I do have a good/bad habit of not memoizing or callbacking everything until a second pass. One, because it takes too long and I want to make sure it works. And two, because if you're not aware of this and you are a React developer, you should not use callback and use memo everything. I talked about this a couple weeks ago, but it always comes with a cost. Just think of CPU cycles. It always comes with a cost, and it does not always come with a benefit or a gain. Sometimes it'll be just as fast without use memo or use callback, like render-wise, and you will be using more CPU. It's a couple milliseconds, but still, it's more CPU. Maybe you can give me the Turing test. Maybe you and me can give me the Turing. Did you already fail at being a human? Or does the fact that you made a typo out of excitement prove that you are human? It could go either way. Human speech is difficult. This is true. I am not good at the speaking. Yeah, that's all I have, the speaking. Let's see. We need an image. I'm gonna copy that shit. Stuff. And we are going to say choose icon. Ooh, excuse me. This stop props does not exist. It's just card because we're using hooks. Functional components. If what's his name is still here. I am so tired. Something dark and evil. Damn it. I'm so bad with names. I can't say them, I can't remember them, I can't pronounce them. I'm definitely tired because I looked up at chat and thought it said human trafficking is difficult. Unless you were a wayfarer. Totally kidding. Anyone who gets that joke knows. Totally kidding. I sure do love the breathing. Oh. Yeah, look at that pretty icon. I don't have drag and drop where I forgot to actually make the deck builder a deck builder though. Shit. Let's sidetrack and fix that. I think that's probably worthwhile. So we're gonna need to make it a drop target. And I don't know how to change React D&D to hooks. If any of you guys do, feel free to hit me up. Just got hungry again. That means I'm gonna eat snacks when we're done here. I've been eating mostly vegan. I've been eating more protein, less carbs a little bit, although I'm not sure that's best. But then at night, I'm just like, I want to eat all the brownies and all the cookies. I mean, I'm obviously not like a fat person, so I have like the right body type to like bulk up, but I have to take in things to bulk a little bit, and I don't think cookies are what you're supposed to do that with, but I might be wrong. If anybody knows for a fact if I can bulk up a little bit via cookies, let me know. Yeah, see, this is, we're getting into some messy code here, though. Oh, I'm all about gradual, Mung. That's cool. To get away from soda, I started drinking ginger ale. And then from ginger ale, I went to LaCroix. And then from LaCroix, I went to Liquid Death. And it's getting me into drinking more like flat water. But it took 3 years of gradually like moving and slipping and moving and slipping. And then with coffee, I just started putting less and less cream and sugar until I was just putting a little cream. And then all of a sudden I'm just putting nothing and I'm just drinking black coffee. Like today I made a shot of espresso and just drank it, like with no milk, no nothing, which I never do. So I've been trying to like get to the point where I don't give myself diabetes as a middle-aged man. Yeah, so look at this shit. Like you drop the card, there's some commented out code, then it checks to see the card you're gonna add with like a lookup table, which seems dumb. Then it does a bunch of shit. Add card to deck and update is like a fact. That doesn't seem like a saga that I want to be rewriting. Yeah, teacher, it's weird calling you teacher. Makes me feel young again. So we got a $250 espresso machine for our wedding, and with quarantine I was like, I don't want to drink coffee all the time, so I'm going to learn how to use this machine. and I've gotten pretty good at it. I've been buying better beans. I bought a hand grinder to grind them, and I can make a pretty decent little espresso, but I've gotten to the point where I Google a couple times to see how to make good espresso at home, and I can't remember the name, but it's got a cool like 1950s logo. It's about $5,000 for the espresso machine, and I start seeing that. I'm like, ooh, that would be really cool to have in my office. $5,000 espresso machine. Really make that much better espresso? I don't know. But it's a cool goal. You know, get a nice car, get a nice watch. I really want a nice watch. After that, I have no plans. So I guess, tentatively, it'll be get a nice espresso machine. But yeah, frosted mini wheats is a good alternative. Uh-oh. Corey the Corn. Hello, Corey the Corn. And your 4 friends. New friends that I don't know. I really am fascinated by Corey the Corn, though. What is a corn stream? Can I click it? Why do I click it? Alright, none of my computers will let me click Corey the Corn, so I'll have to check later. There's no way it's corn content. That seems way too exciting, unless they live on a planet that is all made on the cob. In which case, it would make perfect sense, because everything's on the cob. Oh man. Julie, thank you for the bits. Welcome. I don't have any corn content, but I do have code content, which is 50% the same. Corn. Gonna stick by the corn. All right. I believe you. Kind of. Don't really believe you. Oh man. I am from the Midwest. I'm from Indiana, where I grew up. There is a amusement park called Indiana Beach, and its slogan was "There's more than corn in Indiana." So there's some corn content for you. They have more than corn in Indiana. Boom. Indiana Beach. I don't know if you could read this. It says we're basically a bunch of assholes, which kind of sums up my home state. Yeah, I'll allow that. Okay. There's some corn content. That freaking bird. Yeah, there's corn, and there's meth, there's racism, and there's the little patch that I grew up, which is right by Chicago, which might as well be a suburb. Still racist though, but just like this much racist instead of this much racist. Oh. Well, Teacher AI, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for following or subscribing or whatever the terminology is. I'm here every Tuesday, Thursday writing JavaScript. And Sundays, my wife and I talk about the game we're making for an hour. So definitely come back and say hi. Get some sleep. I envy you. I look forward to sleeping myself. What the hell? Unnecessary return? I like having a return there. What are you talking about? Let's do console.log corn. What is the other thing I have to do? So drop target. I haven't done any React drag and drop code in like forever. Thank you, Corey the Corn, with the corn content and the corn community. It's alliteration or assonance, one of those. Alliteration is consonants, assonance is vowels. I always get those two confused, and most people think I'm crazy, but they do exist. There is a difference. Corn community with some corn content. Oh man. I'm assuming Corey the Corn does code corn content, but you guys can fill me in if that's true or not. Select. So we need, God, I haven't done this forever. It's a higher order component, drop target, a fake ID, drop target, comma, collect around the deck list. Drop target does nothing, collect does almost nothing, I think. I'm sure it's way better with hooks. I should probably just learn how to do it with hooks, but cornography. I like cornography. Look at all these errors I need to fix. Let's keep it visible. Yeah. Oh, nothing happens there yet. Oh, there's another step. You have to, in the render function, you return drop target. Drop. The hell did it go? I remember this being so complicated last time I had to do any drag and drop code. All right, I'm missing something in here. Deck title, render card list. There it is. Connect drop target. Oh, I already regret all of this. All of it. This should really just be converted to hooks. Yikes. Connect drop target exists. I don't think we use hooks anywhere in this project yet, but I'm gonna have to do like one big conversion. So you should get connect drop target as a prop. You should be able to return it. It does not like it though. Maybe you can't use it with hooks. Alright. Fuck it. Let's see. Maybe it's easy. It's never easy. Import use drop. Do we use that anywhere? Use drop? Nope. Use drag? Nope. So we're probably using the wrong version. To be fair, that is pretty easy. But I think if I upgrade React drag and drop version 10, I think if I update it, it'll not be backwards compatible. Alright, Adam. Good luck on your course. Thanks for hanging out. Well, it looks like maybe hooks. Maybe hooks exist. Let's see. Let's just get rid of any of this shit that I tried to do the wrong way. Because it's never better to do it the wrong way. Even if you're in a hurry. Plus, then you guys show up and you watch me do it on stream the wrong way, and you just think I'm an asshole. Use drop. And you set a ref. Alright, we'll do that. We render div ref equals drop. Collected props is never used. Okay, that's... What is... This doesn't make any sense what I'm supposed to pass in. Except required a string. Things that you can drop there. Alright. Oh, nice. You can zoom in. I mean, I made the font huge. Collected props. How? Okay, explain to me how you have documentation where collected props is defined here, but it's not anywhere else on the page. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I already regret doing this. Here we go. An object containing the collected properties from the collect function. If no collect function is defined, an empty object is returned. What do we have for a collect function? We'll try this and see what happens. Collect. See if I'm going to render. Drop target is not a function. It does not like any of that. It renders. That bodes well. Alright. Maybe I can use hooks. Called when a compatible item is dropped on the target. So drop console.log corn. That's critical. It's important to use good. Holy shit, it printed. It is actually that easy to use hooks, apparently. Boy, am I glad I did the right thing. You guys held me accountable. Not really, I held myself accountable. Where were you guys? You're supposed to encourage me to do the right thing. Alright, now I just have to remember how this shit works. Except required a string or a symbol, an array of either, or a function that returns either of those given components props. This drop target will only react to items produced by the drag sources. What I want to know, I want is over to work. Oops, I just did this backwards. I want is over to work because then we're in business. Connect. I mean, it's right there. Monitor is over. Oh man, see, this is all written with classes without hooks. Hey, you guys told me to do the right thing. Thanks. Oh, this documentation's so not great. You should return a plain object of the props to return for injection to your component. It receives two parameters, monitor and props. So monitor props. Okay. So then collection props should be is over. So we should be able to do something like style equals border collected props that is over 1 pixel solid pink, otherwise 1 pixel solid white. So there's white, pink. How is it so easy to use hooks? Why did we ever not have React hooks? This is like 100 lines of code less than the old version that I thought was like slick. I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of subtle, but it's turning pink. So that is in fact working. I regret ever being nervous to start using hooks. It's like, oh, hooks look scary. I have to learn new things for like a month. And then here I am. Corny corn is printing every single time. And it's like 2 lines of code. So what is the drop receive? Item and monitor. So item. Thingify the item. What do we got? What does it give us? As I slowly remember. Yeah, it gets the whole card. Jesus Christ. I'm so mad at myself for almost not learning hooks for React D&D tonight. Because now we got corny corn here, giving me the whole card data that I would possibly need. Well, moral of the story is, when you're rewriting a component, use hooks. When you need to use a third-party library, check if it has hooks. Because if it's worth using, it probably does. Okay, so we want... The old version did that crazy shit where it was... God, what was it doing? It was like looking up the card when you dropped it. Where's that code at? Here. Card to add to deck. Oh, I might still have to do that. Shit. Monitor.getItem .card.id. But now they hand you back the item directly, so you don't even need to do that. Yeah, I think you might be right, Mung. Moral of the story, corn is the way. Embrace corn. Yeah, so the stuff that I'm going to have to do offline is going to be right around here. So you'll see, like, first you get the card. So I think what's happening is, yeah, so this data is technically the card template. But to add it to your deck, you can't add a template. You have to add an instance of the card that you own. So that's going to be what get card to add to deck is going to do. It's going to pull out the card that you own from your collection that matches that template. And if I remember correctly, that's where it gets annoying, because I'm remembering like 3 years ago. So you have 3 Cardinal Dominics, one of which is in your deck already, and you drag the Cardinal Dominic template over. It has to... It's not that annoying. It should be doable, but it has to make sure that it doesn't re-add the one it already added. So it has to like compare the ones in the deck to the list of ones that you have already, filter out the ones that are already there, check to see if you have an extra one to add, and if you don't, throw an error. I was amazed when I made this deck builder how many little weird spots there were. Like this. This is one of them right here. So yeah. So after corny corn, we have to get a valid card instance from this template. Then if that exists, check if this deck is allowed to have said card. Actually, I think we could do it the other way around. Probably. Why did I do it? I don't really know why I did it that order. I'm going to switch these. Yeah, so I already have all the card data. So first we're going to check to see if the deck is allowed to have the card. Now that's important because one of the requirements for this new deck builder is overriding the rules. So the rules of deck building will be downloaded from the server, and it will tell the deck builder this deck has to have 60 cards. You can only have 3 of every card. Restricted cards you can only have 1 of. You're only allowed 1 faction. But then if we want to do like special events, we'll be able to override that and say, well, you're allowed to have 2 factions in this deck and an unlimited number of restricted cards. Like we could do crazy shit, which will be fun. Yeah, Doom Guy, modular deck rules. That's one of the main requirements of this. Like the rewrite I'm doing is just kind of gravy. It's fun to do this live on stream, and it sets it up that all of these new features are going to be easier to add. But like one of the main focuses is to make the rules modular. And then later, like 2021, I will make the rules completely modular, meaning they won't even be tied to Doomtrooper, because I want to reuse like this deck builder code if I make another card game to do the deck builder. So ideally, all of the code that I write should be reusable for other games eventually, and reusable on other platforms like iOS and Android. So you have to think about your UI, UX, and your programming style to figure out if you can make it work on React Native. I'm a little behind on that side of things, but I try to think about it at least. Oh man. Fuck. So my wife got a new job, which means it's corporate. So she has to get up earlier than we're used to, which means I get up because I'm a good husband and I make her coffee. So I actually started working like 2.5 hours early today. So I'm 2.5 hours more tired now than I was last time you saw me. So that's fun. So we're gonna check if it has allowed to have the card. Then we're gonna get a valid instance of the template. Then we are going to play card drop sound. And lastly, we are going to call Saga to add card to deck. That should be everything we need to do. In fact, do the audio engine now. That's easy enough. Have you thought about how draft mode will tie into the deck builder you're making? Yes. Well, no. It depends on your definition of draft mode. So draft or arena, or similar to like if you think about Hearthstone, it's more in common with the target select screen. So we have that screen that shows you like choose a target, and you can scroll through and click it. That same internal code is used on the notifications when I say these cards were added this week. It's the same code that allows you to see a row of cards and switch. Draft mode is going to use that component, which is why I rewrote it a couple weeks ago. So all I have to do is set a list of pack cards and then allow the first person to choose one, send it to the next, send it to the next, send it to the next till the pack's gone, then show another one. Or it could be a different pack per player if we want it that way. You just have to choose one. So I think it's that UI that will be more important for draft mode than, or for arena draft mode than this UI. But this UI is more for like tournament mode, like what Hearthstone calls their Tavern Brawl, where it's like crazy rules, make a crazy deck, and today only you can play with that deck. That's what I want support for here, mainly. So this is where we drop. It's working. Yeah. Let's go. I mean, that wasn't even what I wanted to be working on, so that's fun. We were working on deck list items. Let's wrap up on that. So here, you have the card template name, you have the quantity. We need like a plus button, a minus button, and an X button, technically. Obviously make it prettier than that, but... So the components we need here, we need to be able to quickly click... I know it's really small, I haven't changed the font yet. Let's see if I can actually change that really quick. Deck list item... style... I think this... I'll just copy the whole thing real quick. So this .props.card does not exist. Go through, change that to card. You're gonna need to make a whole bunch of mouse handlers. Because every time you mouse over a card on this list over here, we have to pop up the description, but that description exists outside of this list. So it has to send it to Redux, so Redux knows that you're hovering a card, and then when you mouse off of it, it has to clear it. That's a thing we'll have to... That'll be a thing, basically. Choose icon, that's here. Here's another one we have to replace. The word this exists does. Render card label. What the hell is that? Render card label. Just a helper function? Cool. I can handle that. I guess you make players enter the draft mode game with an empty deck and you just add cards to it as they choose from the draft. No deck building necessary. Yeah, that's exactly it. So you'd have an empty deck or a starter deck. Maybe we could do a mode where everybody starts with 3 miscommunications and 3 fool's golds if we wanted to have like a crazy draft mode. So there's a lot of opportunity there. This needs to go away. And this is going on. Common styles is not defined. I feel like at this point I should remember how to use React context. Common styles is pretty much imported into every file. I wonder if it would be beneficial to put it in context. Wow, undefined. Okay, that's not good. Card template.name is what we were using. Under card label. Part of template. Ryan Warner, what does he do? He codes. I like it. Dot template dot name. Wow, this code is real bad, guys. I don't even know what's going on here. Let name equals c dot name. If c dot invalid, name equals template name. No. Oh, maybe it's not so bad. It should always be template. Oh, what did I screw up? Oh. Yeah, I think what's going to happen, Doom Guy, is we're going to ship this like October, November, get the packs out, and then we're going to make sure that we shipped everything we promised in the Kickstarter. And then immediately we're going to do another Kickstarter that's smaller scale. If I had to guess, I would say like our goal would still be like $5,000. And then what we would like to do with that $5,000 is add draft mode, the first major expansion, and the beginnings of story mode and the Ilian faction, and try to just keep it simple, stuff we've already started, stuff we know we can deliver, and then we would do the first like major update to Doomtrooper with dropping those new features, which would be kind of fun. On styles is not defined. I swear to God. Did I undo it? I undid it. I'm an asshole. There we go. Now it's legible. You still get the drop working. Sweet, sweet. Are you using Canvas or just plain DOM? This is just plain DOM. Reason being, I think it may have changed recently, but when I started this project, there really wasn't a good React Canvas implementation. There was a single one called React Canvas, which came from Flipboard, the app, magazine app. And I did a bunch of research. I forked it. I tried to fix it. And the guy who created React Canvas left Flipboard for another job. And probably because Flipboard couldn't afford him anymore if he was able to write his own React renderer. And no one at Flipboard understands the code and can fix it. And then it like died. But then again, I kind of like the challenge of just using the DOM. There's been some minimal issues that we've had to track down. But I would like to write a Canvas renderer, well, specifically a WebGL renderer as like a prototype, maybe just a portion of the game written with a WebGL renderer, just so we can like compare and contrast. That's one of my goals for when, I'm a millionaire on a yacht because of my JavaScript card game. Yeah, Doom Guy, a lot of people would like that story mode, and especially because there's so much lore in Doomtrooper. There's just so many stories we can tell. Yeah, no problem, Ryan. Thanks for hanging out. I think there's a lot of misconceptions where people think they need to use Canvas instead of the DOM for performance. But really what we've learned by making this game is that, well, A, the DOM's not as bad as you think it is. And B, like, look at the screen right now. Like, what is rendering? Spoiler, nothing. There's nothing rendering. So why do I need to render at 60 frames a second? There is literally nothing changing right now. And if something is changing, let's say this card a greater need was animated. If you code it properly, the only part of the page that is going to be re-rendering is going to be the art on a greater need. So there will be no CPU cycles wasted on the rest of the page. You would only be using them to do an animation on that card. It's as a person who's used Unreal and proprietary engines and C++ programming, you're trained to think about frames per second and render performance and whatnot. And what I was demoing earlier is we have this really great animated border around the avatar, and we could have used particle effects, we could have used canvas and WebGL to render it, and sure, that would give us some cool stuff, but what we ended up doing is just using an animated GIF. It's literally a static image that is animated, and we get almost no overhead. There's no re-rendering, there's no virtual DOM diffing because we used a GIF. But if I didn't tell you, you wouldn't know. And we made like a JRPG for a horror collection called the Dread Collection, and the character does his little walking animation when he's standing on a tile. We realized that we could just use an animated GIF there. That's where it started from. So the animated GIF looks like it's rendering at 60 frames a second, but really it's not re-rendering the React part at all. It's just re-rendering the GIF part, which is outside of the React ecosystem, so you don't have to worry about Canvas. So I know it's a really long-winded answer to your question, but if you want to think about React game development, don't think about frames per second. Think about what you can do with React game development that plays to the strength of React, like fooling the user with using an animated GIF. Like, it's so stupid, it was genius. And once you start doing stuff like that, then you can have stuff re-render. Like if I start a debug game, you'll see like we have these great parallaxing like animations on the screen. We're dedicating our render loop to those animations, and everything else is just going to stay static. I mean, once we're optimized, it's not fully optimized right now, but it's the place you really need to use your render loop is when you're dragging a card to make sure it's not lagging a lot, especially when it's overlapping with things that it can interact with. You'll start to see some major lag. That's the biggest problem that we've had. There's nothing on the board, so it's super fast right now. Yeah, you gotta think differently. And I know that was Apple's slogan in the 80s or whatever, but you really just gotta think outside the box for JavaScript game development. Nothing wrong with using Canvas, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying, like, you don't have to use Canvas. Interesting thing. And I think I was gonna say earlier that this pane here needs to be sortable. And I don't know how to do that UI-wise. Like, we need another menu here somewhere that sorts it. We could put it like in the details thing, like change sort here, but then you have to click back and like, I don't like that. It needs to be here somewhere. I'm thinking probably just a button like back that will say sorted by type, and you click it and it'll say sorted by name, and you click it again and it'll say sorted by cost, and it'll just change as a toggle. That's probably what I'll end up doing. I'll pin the buttons to the bottom here so that the deck scrolls behind it. Because as you can see, like here, the buttons are scrolling off you can't really see it. The buttons are scrolling off the bottom down here, so I'll have to pin them again. Something that broke in the rewrite. Oh boy. But yeah, anyone who's listening who's into game development and JavaScript, please join Discord, hit me up, talk to me, because I'm very obviously passionate about that. It's been this crazy stick up my ass that I've been on for years that everyone told me it was stupid, and then I'm so proud to say, like, you can come into my chat, you can talk to me at GDC, I can visit you at your fancy AAA game studio, and you can tell me that JavaScript is stupid for games, in which I will respond by pointing at the 3 games on Steam that I have and be like, that's cool, look what I did with it. You know, like I've kind of proven the idea a little bit, which is cool. And I'm not the first to make JavaScript game development. I could very well be one of the first on Steam that did it with React, but I doubt it. Somebody had to beat me to React on Steam. It took me too long to get there. But I'm definitely early in terms of just having the idea to use React for game development. Like when I started this, I was definitely ahead of the curve. So I've definitely seen some shit that I can pass on to other people. So yeah, I think I'm about done for the night to chill. But I am going to end, mainly for me, but partially for you guys, on airing that sweet, sweet Liquid Death commercial again. Because if you missed us earlier, my quest to get corporate sponsorship is successful. I now am an affiliate in the Death Peddler. It has a name. It's like Death Peddlers Group or something. I'll get back to you. But you can use code SecretCalLevel to get 10% off Liquid Death. And I mean, unfortunately, I still have to buy my hats, but maybe they'll come around and send me free stuff. But our quest for corporate sponsorship is, I don't know if I want to say complete, but we've made major strides for the programming stream to be sponsored by a murderous water company. We finally did it, Sinspitter. Congrats to us. I like this us thing. We're a community. I did not get sponsored by myself. The community and friends helped me harass them until they recognized me as important, but we'll see. StarCraft reference, which one? I said a lot of things. I don't think I specifically made a StarCraft on purpose, but it's entirely possible. So I'm going to go eat some cookies and watch some television with my lovely wife, who supports not only my many hours of game development and stress, but my corporate sponsorship quest and pretty much anything else I need her to support me with. So yeah, definitely if you want to try this game and you want to see some crazy JavaScript on Steam, you can check it out. Thank you, Sin. The Dread collection's out there as well. Oh, yeah, it was also a level from Diablo, allegedly. My lawyers don't know any about what you're talking about, but we do sell t-shirts with Secret Cow Level on. Our store is shut down, but feel free to follow us on Twitter for if and when we bring it back. We have some pretty sweet Secret Cow Level shirts. But yeah, let's watch that Liquid Death commercial and then we will call it a night. So I thank you guys for hanging out. I don't even know what day it is. Tuesday? So I'll be back Thursday to work on this some more. I know I thought we were close, and then I realized all the shit that we still had to finish with the drag and drop. But now we're close. So thank you guys for hanging out. Please follow, like, subscribe, bits. I'm putting these videos up on YouTube as well, so feel free to watch them there if you missed them, or you watch them on Twitch if you want to fast forward and watch me rant about crazy shit. And yeah, follow us on Twitter. All that. I mean, basically the same shit that every other Twitch streamer or YouTuber tells you to do, just do that for us. That's the point. So let's watch a Liquid Death commercial and let's everybody have an amazing evening. So I guess that's it. New people, thank you. Porn people, if you're still here, thank you. Classic people, thank you. And I'll see you guys on Thursday. Enjoy this wonderful, wonderful commercial. Peace.
Sourced and bottled in majestic mountains, Liquid Death Mountain Water will murder your thirst.